Thank you so much, first of all, for getting me onto this list. Any such recognition, of course, personally makes you happy. But I think more than that, it's a great motivator for other women who are there. As women are growing in various sectors, and BFSI has actually done the best as far as women participation is concerned. That along with all the men that keep getting recognized all the time, there is a forum which is actually recognizing women, and I think that's a great motivator for others. But thank you so much, and I'm honored for this recognition. Power really is a wrong word to use, but if you have to use the word power, it's somewhere power has a different connotation also. But is it? Can you make a change? Can you help things to get better? Can you influence decisions? And I think that is what power is all about. Whether it is power, at a home front as a mother, whether it is at work, or as somebody who's leading a team, are you able to make a change? And hopefully that change should be for the good, right? So are you able to influence decision? And that, I think, is the most important aspect of so-called power. If you just asked me what has been the biggest turning point, I would have said getting a job at HDFC. But since you didn't ask that, well, I think one of the turning points really for us at a work level was when all of a sudden, from being a monopoly, we got into one of the most competitive landscapes. And I think that really changed the way, not only I as a person, and now, associating myself with HDFC, that we had to completely change the way we did business. We were always customer centric. That was something that our chairman, H.D. Parekh, who started the organization 43 years ago, had only talked about how important a customer was to you, and you were less important to the customer was more important to you. But having said that, even though we thought we practiced and benchmarked customer service, all of a sudden we were in a situation where just everybody was getting into a product, into our space. And I think that was a big change for us on how we should be bettering our products, how should we bettering our processes, how should we reaching out to people. People used to come to us, we never went out. And things completely changed, and now even more change, with social media, with you actually being on the mat at every minute. Somebody can look at you, you make one mistake, and you can have 500 people commenting on it. And if you notice, it's always the mistakes and the problems that get the comments. It's not that often that praise gets that much, 500 comments. So I think it completely changed how we should look at ourselves while treating, business and a customer. I think that was a big change. I think one of the toughest phases was COVID, because, and I'm sure this must have been for others, not only for us, Abneet. All of a sudden, you were in a situation where you couldn't get to work, your customers couldn't get to you, right? But you still needed to grow. You have a company, you have people, who are working for you. You have to pay salaries, you have to pay profit, you have to make profits, you have to have your shareholders happy. The world literally came to a standstill. But having said that, after the first month of April, I don't think anybody was happy to have a world which was at a standstill. So you had to very quickly make sure that you did everything, within what you could do in terms of technology. And this is something that Avneet, everybody would have faced. But and yet show those growths, and yet make sure that you're able to end the year with a reasonable growth pattern, which I must tell you we were very successful in doing. By the month of July of last year, we were close to 70-80% of what we were doing before that. Yes, April and May were washouts, but by September, I mean, we were right up there, and that needed a lot of doing, both internally and also with other customers. Customers were self-doubting. Is this the right time to do that? So I think that was a very tough one, and very happy to say that we came through it rather well. And this year was not much easier. This one year was easier in the sense that we already had the tools. The first time we didn't even have the tools. Now we had the tools, but at the same time, this was a slightly different period where it was more life at stake. It was people dying, and therefore, even housing was nowhere on the top of their mind. It was more survival. Will I get that oxygen, this thing cylinder when I need it? Will I get a hospital bed? So I think these things, changed the way people looked at life itself. And I think we had to adapt to that. We had to give people that space. We had to give people that time. Budgets were not the only thing that you were looking at. And I think it all worked together, whether it was employees, whether it was outside Avneet. For example, employees, if there was a sickness at home, you had to make sure that you gave that employee time to deal with it. If there was a death at home, you had to give time to the employee to grieve over it, right? Business at that time takes a second, takes a back seat. And we were happy to do that. A couple of things I would say. And here now I'm talking particularly to women. The first piece. Second piece is for everyone. I think you should never give up. There are going to be times in your career when there's going to be self-doubt. Am I doing the right thing? What is happening to my family? What will, are my children, going to grow up the way, I want them to grow up? There will be times when you won't be able to manage both work and home. You are not a superwoman, okay? You are a smart woman. You will have to do a lot of juggling, and believe me, you can juggle. There are times where work is as a priority. There are times when home and children are. As long as you know that, and as long as you're able to compensate, for the other, I think you're there. So focus. Don't give up. I think people give up very soon. They think it's an either or. Believe me, it's not an either or. If you have help at home, if you have a supporting spouse, if you're able to, manage your time well, if you're able to give up some things in life, for example, your free time, your travel time, you will have to multitask, absolutely, but you can do it. And that's my message. To others, I would say, be on top of your job, be on top of your domain, read, make sure you're there, what's happening, in whatever you're doing, whether it's marketing, whether you're a doctor, or whether you're working, in a factory, whatever you're doing, you should be on top of it. You should know the best. You should learn what you can. If there are better ways of doing the same job, talk about it. I think that is really, really most important. I've been fortunate that I've been on most of the boards that have been very professional boards. As yet, I've not been on a very family board, where I don't know. So I don't know how they operate. So in the professional boards, actually, there isn't much of, there is no difference between a man or a woman. If you have something relevant to say, something that is going to help the company either getting out of a situation or doing better in what they need to do, I think most boards are very willing to hear and listen for participation from any board member. I have not faced this on it, honestly. As an institution, we did a lot. As HDFC, through our CSR initiatives, through our HT Parekh Foundation, we supplied ventilators, we supplied PPE kits across the country. We were there, helping NGOs with food, getting food to places where food couldn't reach. So we did a lot of initiatives, some ourselves, some with our employees. But actually, very honestly, at that time, even the employees were not stepping up, but a lot through the NGOs, right? For example, coming in the recent few months, what if the third wave comes up? Are we ready for it? So helping institutions and hospitals and state governments to be ready for that. So setting up of that incremental beds that we are required. So we've done a lot. Both through the HDFC's leadership and also through our foundation. Oh my God, buy a house. Absolutely. That's the investment mantra. Because, with the way the shortage of housing is there in India, with the way our population is growing, and we have young people, um, housing as an asset class will not depreciate. And in any case, you're not looking at housing only as an asset class, it's a need. You know, you need to have a place where you don't have to worry in COVID situations. What if something happened to me? What will happen to my family, right? I'm living in a rented house. This lease is going to expire. I need to move. Nobody is going to give me a house. And even otherwise, if you're also wanting to contribute to nation building, as you know, if you build one house, 270 odd industries get affected by it. You're creating that many jobs. So that's a different issue. But having said that, as an asset, real estate in India, will grow. You won't lose money on it. That's what I'm trying to say. So I think that's one. Second, I would say is, diversify. Make sure that you have, some money in fixed deposits, some money in mutual funds. Don't put all your eggs in one basket is one more, advice I would give to people. I think these are the two things that I'd like to say. Well, my husband loves films, so we see a lot of films. Unfortunately, this 1.5 years have been terrible, and we like to go to cinema halls and see films, and that's when it's fun to see a Bond film, not on an iPad like this, right? I travel a lot. I love traveling. I'm a railwayman's daughter. So these are my two pastimes. I think one of my all-time favorites will always be Lagan, because Lagan, the film was just so motivating, was just so exciting. Even now, when I see it, I still wait for that last catch or whatever. I love that film.